Hi guys, hope you're well. Time for the latest Arsenal video, and this one is about buying a striker in January. Personally, I feel it might be the thing that lets us over the line. Obviously, mid-December we'll know how we're looking in the title race. Obviously, if it looks like it's not going to happen, then there's not as much of a rush. But there's four strikers I'd like to talk about today. I believe these probably are going to be the four biggest targets, but with Arteta and Edu, who knows? So the first one is the only international player on this list. It's Nigerian Victor Osimhen, who plays for Napoli. They paid 70 million euros for him, I think, 3 years ago. But he's a beast, and he's doing it in Italy, which is a pretty hard league to score a lot of goals. Last season, he scored an incredible 26 goals in 32 league games and 5 goals in 6 Champions League games. This season, he's already scored 6 in 8 games. Absolute beast. He's only, I think he's 24, and the only thing small against him is he's not played in the Premiership. How will he get on? Will he settle here? Will he come back in? Will he take a while? Whereas my other 3 ones I want to talk about are all playing in the Premier League at the moment and doing well. So let's start the list with Toney. He's the oldest of this group, I believe. He's 27, and currently, obviously, he's on this ban, but he'll be back from Brentford from January, or he can play in January. A proven goal scorer in England and England international. I honestly believe he could plug in and play, and we could put him up front. If we need to give Saka a rest, we could put Jesus out on the wing. Although I feel like that for all of these strikers, to be honest. But I think he could be a really option, and he's publicly declared how much he'd like to play for Arsenal, which, if ever there's a come and get me, that is it. Next on the list is Evan Ferguson, only 18 years old at Brighton. So he looks like he could be amazing, big, strong, still only 18, scoring goals. He scored last season 10 goals in 25 games, which was really like his first season in the Premiership, which was pretty good going. And he's been playing better this season. The stumbling block here is how much Brighton want for him. And Brighton are getting great at taking a lot of money off clubs. They really, really are. Look at what they've taken off of Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea in recent times for top players. They don't need to sell, and they can hold out. I think he would be above 100 million. Like, it's probably a similar thing to a fee to Osimhen. I think like that's a lot of money for someone who's just had one season. It might work out well, but it could not. Maybe he's one more for the future. And then the other one's Ollie Watkins, also 27. Playing for Villa. Looking really, really good for Villa. This season already in 13 games, he scored 7 goals and 4 assists, which is a pretty good return. Aston Villa are on a real good march at the moment, signed some great players, and he's just signed a new 5-year deal. So does he want to see the project out, or is Arsenal going to be too tempting for him? So looking at the fees, I think that Osimhen and Ferguson are going to be in excess of 100 million. So that's a lot of money. I think that there's rumours that Toney will be about 80 million. He's only got a year left on his contract after this, so maybe we could get him a bit cheaper than that. And they were saying about Watkins at least 50 million. But if Toney's 80 million, you've got to think Watkins is probably worth more than 50. Who would I go for? The tempting one in my eyes is Osimhen, because so much potential. He could just be world class. He could do for us what Haaland's done for City, although not in the last few games. But I think I'd go for Toney. I think he's the player that could plug in straight away and win us a league. But I guess that depends where we're sitting in January. So that's my thoughts. What player do you think, guys? Who would you sign if you were coach? Take care. Bye.